You got hurt, you're shaken up, and in the moment, you just want to get home and deal with it later. But what you do in those first few hours can make or break your injury claim, even if the crash wasn't your fault. By the time most people realize that they've made mistakes, it's already cost them thousands. I'm Jason Marker, a personal injury attorney here in Illinois, and I've worked with the legal teams that know how fast a solid case can fall after one bad decision. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 biggest mistakes people make after a car accident so that you don't end up paying for it twice. Let's jump right into the first big mistake, not calling the police right after your accident. You might feel shaken up or even pressured by the other driver to just exchange information and go on your way. Maybe the damage looks minimal and you don't think you're hurt. I get it. Everyone's busy, you want to go home, but in Illinois, calling the police isn't just the smart thing, it's the law. If there's any injury or significant property damage over $1,500, which is nowadays in every crash, you have a duty to report it. Why is this important? Because the police report becomes a critical piece of evidence. It documents what happened, who was involved, and often includes statements by both drivers and witnesses. I've seen so many cases in Illinois where someone skips this step and it comes back to haunt them. Without that police report, it's your word against the other driver's insurance company. And insurance companies love it when there's no outside evidence. It gives them more room to deny or delay your claim. Here's a real example. I had a client, let's call her Maria, who was rear-ended in Aurora, Illinois. The other driver apologized at the scene and suggested to skip the hassle of calling the police. Maria agreed. Later, the other driver completely changed their story with the insurance company. And because there was no police report, it took months to untangle, and Maria's car sat in the shop the whole time. So no matter what, take a breath and call 911. Even if you're not sure how badly things are damaged, waiting for the police might feel inconvenient, but trust me, it'll save you far more stress down the road. The second mistake I see far too often is trying to tough it out or wait and see if you feel worse later. After a crash, your adrenaline is pumping. That might mean that you don't notice pain right away. But injuries like whiplash, concussion, or even internal injuries sometimes don't show up for hours or even days. In Illinois, insurance adjusters look very closely at what you did after the accident. There's a gap of even a couple days in between the crash and your first doctor visit. They may argue that your injuries didn't come from the car accident at all. I've seen it happen repeatedly. Someone waits thinking that they'll wake up tomorrow and feel better, or they worry about the costs. Then when they finally see a doctor, the insurance company uses that delay to deny or reduce their settlement. Take my client, Brian from Joliet. He was in a T-bone accident and felt just a little sore. He didn't see a doctor for days, thinking it would pass. Later, it turned out he had a herniated disc in his neck. The insurance company offered him a fraction of what the case was worth. The reason was because of that delay. Here's what you should do. If you're hurt, or even if you're not sure, get checked out that same day. Go in an emergency room or an urgent care or your family doc. Make it clear that you've been in a crash and let the doctors run their checks. Your health and your claim depend on it. Mistake number 3 is an easy one to make, especially if you're naturally a polite person. After a crash, you're rattled. Maybe you say, "I'm so sorry," or you're trying to be friendly and take responsibility because you're not sure what just happened. Maybe you think you could be at fault because you didn't see the other car or the weather was bad or something. In Illinois, what you say at the scene can end up being used against you. Even a simple "I'm sorry" can get twisted into admission of guilt by the other driver's insurance company or later in court. I've worked with clients who said something harmless just to calm everyone down at the scene, and the insurance adjuster later would bring it up over and over. For instance, I represented a guy named Andre from Springfield, Illinois. He bumped into another car on a slippery road. He got out and apologized, even though the other driver actually ran a stop sign. That "I'm sorry" got put in the police report, and suddenly Andre was fighting an uphill battle, even though the accident wasn't truly his fault. Here's the key. Be polite. Check if everyone's okay, but never discuss who caused the crash or apologize. Just exchange your information and let the insurance companies and your attorney figure out what really happened. It's not about being cold, it's about protecting your rights. The fourth mistake is skipping the step of collecting your own evidence. It's easy to feel overwhelmed after a crash. Your brain is spinning, you're worried about your car, there might be traffic piling up behind you. But in those first minutes, those are your best chance to get proof of what really happened. In Illinois, the burden is on you to prove what happened. Police reports are great, but they don't capture everything. And sometimes officers miss details or don't talk to every witness. And believe me, after the cars leave, it's much harder to piece everything together later. What should you do? Use your phone, take wide shots uphill of all the vehicles, license plates, street signs, skid marks, debris, your injuries, anything else. Photographs of the whole scene from different angles. If there are witnesses, politely ask their names and phone numbers. If someone admits fault or says something important, write it down or record it if you can on your phone. Why does this matter? I've helped a family from Rockford, Illinois who was in a multi-car pileup on I-90. The police report was confusing and listed the wrong driver as causing the chain reaction. But because my clients took lots of photos and caught a witness statement on video, we were able to show exactly what happened and get them a fair settlement eventually. Cell phone photos are powerful. They preserve the truth when memories fade and stories change. Don't assume someone else or even the police will do it for you. The last and probably biggest mistake is talking to the other driver's insurance before you talk to an attorney. Adjusters will call you within a day or two sounding friendly and helpful. They'll say things like, let's just get your side of the story, or can we record a quick statement? They might even offer you a small amount of money right away and say, this is just to help you out with your bills. Here's the truth. Their job is to pay as little as possible, as quickly as possible. Anything you say can be twisted out of context and used to deny or reduce your claim. Maybe you casually say you feel fine before the pain settles in, or you guess about how the accident actually happened. Months later, you're stuck with those words. There's a reason Illinois lawyers like me always recommend having an attorney handle those calls. I know the questions that adjusters ask, and I know the hidden traps in their language. I've seen too many clients take the first small offer only to find out later that their injuries are far worse and that they can't get anything after they've signed away their rights. Here's an example. Sarah from Naperville got a $1,500 offer within a week of her crash. The adjuster told her it was plenty for her minor injuries. The real cost of her medical treatment ended up being $18,000. By then, she had signed a release and it was too late. Please, never speak to the other insurance company on your own. Even if you think that you have nothing to hide, have an attorney guide you. It's much better. Let them handle the questions entirely. Okay, let's quickly sum up what we've covered today. The 5 biggest mistakes that people make after a car accident in Illinois are: Number 1, not calling the police right away, which can leave you without crucial evidence. Number 2, not getting checked out by a doctor immediately, which can let the insurance company argue that your injuries aren't real or weren't caused by the crash. Number 3, admitting fault or apologizing at the scene, which could be used against you even if you weren't at fault. Number 4, not collecting your own evidence means you have to rely on incomplete or inaccurate reports. 5, talking to the insurance company alone, which can cost you thousands or even your entire claim. If you avoid these mistakes, you can give yourself the best shot at a fair recovery, both physically and financially. Now, here's the next question I hear all the time. If I can't afford medical treatment, should I accept the insurance offer after a car accident? That's what we're diving into in the next video. This is a must-watch before you sign anything with the insurance company. Your health and your wallet could depend on it. So click over to, if I can't afford medical treatment, should I accept the insurance offer after a car accident? And protect yourself from making a decision that you might regret. I'll see you over there.